Hello everyone, welcome back to the mini Cryptic. I've had some struggles the last two. Let's see how I do today. Maybe this is part of their campaign to switch to harder puzzles now that they have new ways to get hints. Maybe love to hate, ally of Caesar J. What? Well, maybe means perhaps. And that's 7 letters. So if we could somehow wordplay love to hate ally of Caesar J into perhaps, we'd be there. Love to hate suggests taking some letters that represent love somehow and turning them into letters that represent hate. That's one thing it could mean. Love could be 0, right, in tennis. So, and 0 can be like the letter O. So we could turn an O into 8 or something like it. Not sure how that gets us anywhere. Ally of Caesar J. I feel like if they were just talking about Julius Caesar, they would say Julius Caesar, right? So Caesar J must mean something else. What could it mean? I guess in like Roman writing, and indeed the Roman alphabet, they didn't really have a J, right? I mean, they did, but it was the same letter as I, right? They wrote Iulius, Iulius. Likewise, V and W, right? No, V and U? I think it's V and U. Now I'm not sure. But that makes sense, right? Because W, the letter, is actually rendered as 2 V's, right? It's not rendered as a W at all. That name only makes sense if a U used to be rendered the same as a V. So yeah, anyway, doesn't matter here. But so maybe J could be giving me the letter I, saying, oh, Caesar's J, which was actually an I. Okay. I mean, I sound like a conspiracy theorist stringing together like red string all over the room. I don't know how any of this is helpful to the puzzle. I said a few times in Cryptic Crossword Puzzle videos that I was exposed to Cryptic Crosswords for the first time. Well, I think I saw someone doing a Cryptic Crossword once, and I did not understand what was happening at all. And so that one doesn't count to me. But near the beginning of the pandemic, when I saw cracking Cryptic doing a Cryptic Crossword, it kind of sounded like he was just. I thought the video was a prank. He was just like saying connected things that didn't mean anything, and then saying, so this must be the answer because hate is like, love is the letter O. And like, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a joke, right? Anyway, sometimes I feel like that and say, Caesar J, that's the letter I. Okay. But that doesn't help me at all. Like, hate ally. I know it says ally, but it could be ally. All Y of Caesar? All Y of I? Yofi. um, uh, Love, hate, hate. So like, cryptic crosswords are like they come from a British tradition, right? And this particular cryptic crossword website is done by some folks in, I believe, New Zealand, and they've been like apparently soliciting clues from other players of the game recently. And like, I don't think David Assel is one of the New Zealanders, but my point is sometimes you need to look around for like things that could be British. I'm like, do they don't pronounce the number 8 as hate, do they? Like they say H instead of H for the letter H. But I don't think they say hate instead of 8. What if we turned love, i.e. the letter O, into H, and then also somehow turned 8 ally of Caesar J into something else? So love to H, 8 ally of Caesar. Could that be something? Another point of view is that ALLY is like a plausible suffix for something that could mean maybe, like possibly, except that's not how you spell possibly, but something like that, right? Potentially, right? Something that means maybe could end ALLY. But then of Caesar J wouldn't be doing anything. I don't understand. I think the definition is going to be maybe. Fodder 1, fodder 2 today, huh? So there are 2 indicators. I think 2 is one of them. Maybe love to hate? Maybe can indicate that we need to think of a category. Love to hate? You like hate watch something if you love to hate it. Despise, deplore. These are just things you hate, though. They're not really things you love to hate. This is actually quite a surprise to me. Maybe love to hate is the definition. Ally of Caesar J. So I don't think, I mean, okay, Caesar, there's famously like a Caesar cipher, right? I don't think that is a realistic way to understand the word Caesar here. Like a Caesar cipher keyed with J, translating ally of, first of all, has the wrong number of letters. Second, I don't think they would put that in cryptic crossword clue. Ally of. Don't get it. Tell me fodder 2. The strange order of Caesar J. Yes, that is very strange. Okay. So somehow fodder 2 is everything that wasn't part of the definition. And yet, so fodder 1 is going to somehow be part of the definition, I guess. So we're taking ally of Caesar J as letters, as words, and we're doing something to them somehow. Okay, what's you really need to know some history. You really are supposed to know the ally of Caesar J? You have 2. So ally of Caesar J is somehow fodder in 2 different ways. Right? I think their point is that you have to actually know an ally of Julius Caesar, is what Fodder 1 is telling you. And Fodder 2 is saying, but write his name weird. Like Mark Antony? Right? But oh, it is Mark Antony. Because if his name were written in this silly way, it would be Anthony M. And I was like, well, that's not a word, but it is. Antonym. If you turned love to hate, that would be an example of an antonym. So maybe an antonym would be maybe love to hate. Wow. Okay. Fascinating. Well, that was a tough one for me. Very novel kind of clue for me to see. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for the 10-minute cryptic.